Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? Today I'm going to be trying Jimmy Dean's and Great Value's Sausage and Gravy Breakfast Bowls. And be sure to stay to the end of this video for a bonus review. So let's try the 7-ounce Jimmy Dean Sausage and Gravy Breakfast Bowl that consists of eggs, country style gravy, pork and chicken sausage, potatoes, and cheddar cheese that costs $2.87. Here's the long list of ingredients. The whole breakfast bowl has 420 calories, 30 grams of total fat, 11 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 225 milligrams of cholesterol, 870 milligrams of sodium, 22 grams of carbohydrates, 3 grams of fiber, 2 grams of sugars, and 17 grams of protein. Now let's get our Jimmy Dean Sausage and Gravy Breakfast Bowl out of the freezer, out of the box, and into the microwave. And it cooks in the microwave on high for 2 minutes, and then after 2 minutes you give it a mix, and then you cook it for 1 more minute. Now while our Jimmy Dean Sausage and Gravy Breakfast Bowl is microwaving, let's go over our 7-ounce Great Value Sausage and Gravy Breakfast Bowl that consists of potatoes, country gravy, eggs, sausage crumbles, and cheese, and costs exactly $2. Here's another long list of ingredients. But unlike Jimmy Dean, who is known for their sausage, the Great Value brand Sausage and Gravy Breakfast Bowl sausage is all pork, not pork and chicken. Jimmy Dean is ashamed and rolling in his grave. The whole Great Value Sausage and Gravy Breakfast Bowl has 320 calories, 23 grams of total fat, 9 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 210 milligrams of cholesterol, 630 milligrams of sodium, 16 grams of carbohydrates, 1 gram of fiber, 2 grams of sugars, and 14 grams of protein. Now let's get our breakfast bowl out of the freezer and out of the box. Now it goes into the microwave on high for 2 minutes, and then after 2 minutes you give it a mix, and then you cook it for 1 more minute. Now here's our Jimmy Dean Sausage and Gravy Breakfast Bowl after microwaving on high for a total of 3 minutes. So let's get it unwrapped, give it a mix, and then give it a try. And by first appearance, it looks pretty good, and it smells really good. So after it was all mixed up, we got a big old spoonful, then into the old pie hole, and down the gullet it went. And that was a pretty tasty bite. And I've got to say, the sausage, even though it wasn't all pork, the pork and chicken sausage was delicious. It was very, very well seasoned with a nice little spice to it. The gravy was nice and creamy and also well seasoned, and the potatoes were perfectly cooked. Oh, and I almost forgot about the eggs. The eggs were good too, there just weren't a lot of them. I didn't plan on eating the whole bowl because I was going out to dinner later that night, but I couldn't stop eating it. It was that good. The Jimmy Dean Sausage and Gravy Breakfast Bowl is a pretty good deal, and it's delicious for under $3, which is why I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Now here's our Great Value Sausage and Gravy Breakfast Bowl after microwaving on high for a total of 3 minutes. Now let's get it unwrapped, give it a stir, and give it a try. Now this one, compared to the Jimmy Dean, doesn't look nearly as good. It looks like maybe someone ate it before they froze it. But for what it's worth, it does smell good. So once it was all mixed together, we got a big old spoonful, and then into the old pie hole, and down the gullet it went. Wow, that is shocking. I'm almost speechless. But let me take another bite before I tell you what I think. So we got one more big old spoonful, and then into the old pie hole, and down the gullet it went. And then I had Verlissa take a bite just to confirm what I was thinking. And she definitely confirmed the same thing I did. It tastes like plastic. It literally has a burning plastic flavor to it. And that was really the only flavor in the meal. It wasn't seasoned well, it didn't have any spice, and the texture of the eggs and mashed potatoes were disgusting. I'm really surprised because Great Value usually has very, very good products, and I like them. And even at the low cost of $2, I would not buy this meal ever again, and I would not recommend you, the people, do either. And I'm giving Great Value's Sausage and Gravy Breakfast Bowl a 1 out of 10. Now thanks to Gregory Fisher, we have a bonus breakfast review with the Peak Refuel Premium Freeze-Dried Breakfast Skillet that consists of eggs, sausage, potatoes, and peppers, and weighs in at 3.88 ounces and costs about $14 a bag. I know, right? I know what you're thinking. $14 for 3.88 ounces of food? That's crazy. But you're not only paying for convenience, but for the shelf life as well. These things last forever. And there's 2 servings per bag. Here's the list of ingredients, and here's one more thing you're paying for. Good quality ingredients, which means it's real food. There's 2 servings per bag. Each serving has 270 calories, 15 grams of total fat, 5 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 215 milligrams of cholesterol, 660 milligrams of sodium, 18 grams of carbohydrates, 2 grams of fiber, 4 grams of sugars, and 15 grams of protein. Now here's what's inside the bag. And now you add 1 cup of boiling water to the bag. Zip it up and let it sit for 15 minutes. "15 minutes later, our breakfast skillet is ready. So open up the bag and dump it out. Now it kind of looks like I poured out sausage, eggs, and potato Dippin' Dots. And that's definitely a decent amount of food. I'm not sure if it would be enough for 2 people, but depending on the people it might. But for most people, they're going to eat the whole thing if it's any good. So we got a big old spoonful. And I almost forgot to mention this. It smells incredible. And then into the old pie hole and down the gullet it went. Now that bite was shockingly good. Everything was moist, was very well seasoned with pepper and salt. The potatoes had great texture, and so did the peppers and onions, and the eggs. And the sausage was as good, or maybe even better than the Jimmy Dean sausage. So of course we had to have a couple more bites, just because we could, and because it was delicious. I think this peak breakfast skillet was the biggest surprise and most delicious surprise of the whole review. And I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.